My name is Patrick Sutton. I'm running for Superintendent of Education in Marion County. As a teacher, coach, and administrator, I know the challenges our students and employees face. With 30 years of experience, I'm prepared to lead and make the tough decisions. I'll be a superintendent who will listen, support, and be visible in all of our communities. So on March 5th, elect an experienced leader you can trust. Vote for Patrick Sutton, Superintendent of Education. Paid political advertisement by Patrick Sutton, P.O. Box 532, Hamilton, Alabama.
Hello, my name is Vince Hughes. I'm the owner and pharmacist of Hackleburg Pharmacy in Hackleburg, Alabama. We're located here on Highway 43. Here at Hackleburg Pharmacy, we have state-of-the-art technology to ensure accuracy and efficiency to effectively help us provide you, the patient, with the best pharmacy services available. We carry a variety of products from full line of vitamins to knives and knife sharpeners. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5:30. Phone number is 205-935-3392. We'd love to be part of your healthcare team.
This is Eric Simmons at Furniture Depot in Guin. We've been here in Guin for 10 years serving the needs of families like yours with furniture from Ashley, Serenity Sleep, Million Dollar Rustic. We have stores in Guin and Fayette. So come see me.
Plan your perfect stay at the Holiday Inn in Guin off of I-22. Enjoy our amazing on-site restaurant and bar with a lunch buffet every Sunday. Relax with a quick getaway with your family and make a splash in our outdoor pool. Book your next event with us. Call us at 205-468-4625.
I'm Rick Chambliss with Marion County Funeral Home and Spry Memorial Chapel in Russellville, Alabama. This is Glenda Cochran, our manager out here. Under the laws of Alabama that was passed in 2002, a funeral establishment has to be certified with the state and carry a certificate of authority before they can even talk to anyone when the time comes. Is guaranteed to be there.
Tom Bigby Electric Cooperative was formed for the need for electricity to the local citizens that were living in the rural areas of Marion, Lamar, and portions of Fayette counties. This line consisted of 12 miles and 22 consumers on the road from Guin to Sulligent. Between then and now, there has been a lot of hard work and dedication from a great number of people to make this cooperative what it is today. Tom Bigby Electric Corporation would like to thank each member. You can contact us today at 205-921-6712.
Hey guys, this is Nick Jackson at New Heights Church in Hamilton, Alabama. I just wanted to extend to you an invitation to come check out one of our services. We start at 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings and 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. We're all about abiding, arming, and awakening. Also, we have a nursery ministry and a children's ministry as well as functional on those Sundays. Our youth gather together on Wednesdays. Come on out and see what it's all about. We'd love to have you.
Hamilton Metal Roofing, located at 291 County Highway 25 in Hamilton. We sell 29 and 26 gauge roof metal. We have all types of trim and screws for you to complete your projects. Call us with any questions. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call us at 205-921-7100.
Your story starts at Bevel State Community College. Whether you are just starting out or starting over, Bevel State has an opportunity that is right for you. With 5 locations serving 7 counties. You don't have to go far to start your own success story. Plus, with tuition lower than 4-year colleges, you won't need to spend more for a great education. Visit us online at bscc.edu to learn about your options for seamless academic transfer and high-demand career tech and health science offerings. Let us help you tell your story.
Lord, we come to you today just thanking you for the many blessings of life that you have ordered us. We enter this meeting, dear Lord, I just ask that everything we say and do will be in accordance to your will. Dear Lord, I just ask you to watch over the people of this county, this country, and be with all of our military and all of our police officers, all of our first responders, dear Lord. We thank you for each one of them. And dear Lord, just thank you for the opportunity to serve these people, this county. And these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First of all, I want to thank everybody coming out today. There's a lot of places y'all couldn't be in. Thank y'all for being here. First thing on the agenda is call the meeting to order. Second is recommendation to approve the minutes of the February 12th and January 29th meetings.
Make a motion.
Greg made a motion.
I second.
Tim second. All in favor? Recommendation to approve the accounts payable.
I'll make a motion.
Tim made a motion. I was second.
Second.
Larry second. All in favor? All right, next thing on the agenda is Ginger Eatman to explain the outdoor exposition.
First of all, on behalf of Mr. Eric, myself, Josh, Miss Carla, Miss Laura, and James, I'll introduce y'all in just a minute, Matt McCracken and Lynn Mitchell. And so this year is going to be our first annual Outdoor Expo. It's going to be March the 1st, and it's going to be at Bevel State. Students drive to school that day. Schools are out that day. So we're pretty excited about that. But it is an initiative to kick off the Move Alabama campaign. So Move Alabama is an initiative through the state the entire month of March. And I gave each one of you a folder. If you're here and you don't have one, you're in back, I can give you one of those too. So there's an activity challenge for the month. They can actually go in, and it's not just for Marion County, it's the state. But they can go in, they can scan the QR code, there are challenges on the back, and the goal is to encourage people to get outside, move more, be more physically active, and enjoy the outdoors. So what we decided to do is our kickoff campaign this year is to do an outdoor expo. In there you also have a sheet that has a list of our vendors that have agreed to be there that day. That morning we'll have vendors that will come in and set up. We'll start at 9 o'clock. From 8:45 to 9:15, we're going to have a registration for a turkey calling contest. We're going to have 3 different divisions, prizes, first, second, and third for each. That will start at 9:30 and end at approximately 11:30, a quarter till 12. Clay Dyer, and I think most everybody here knows who Clay Dyer is going to be our guest speaker that day. He'll actually be here at 10 that morning for a meet and greet and to do photos for anybody that comes in. And he's going to be our speaker from 12 to 1, and then we'll finish up at 1. Rowdy Hogs out of Hackleburg is going to be our food truck for the day. The fire department is going to do an obstacle course for us. It's what we call a pop-up challenge. There's going to be a kayak experience. K&S Outdoors will be here. Water Watch and Backyard Bass will be through the 4-H program. We will have hiking and camping tables set up to encourage people to actually learn more about hiking and camping. Troop 56 of the Boy Scouts is going to be there to sign up Boy Scouts. Bobby Ballou is going to be there talking about running. We'll have somebody representing disc golf. The local business, Woods and Water, is going to come in and set up some different sea-doos, boats, and that sort of thing. Outside, Eric has got the rock wall for us. West Alabama beekeepers are going to be there. We're going to have game wardens there. They're going to bring in about 4 or 5 different activities with them. Kenny Nichols is going to come in and talk about trapping. We're going to have drones there. Forestry Commission is going to set up, and they'll have several things there. The Cowboy Church is going to sponsor some of our Move Alabama challenges. We're going to have a horticulture, a couple horticulture, commercial, and home grounds representatives there. Of course, RC&D, USDA, and RCS, and SNAP-Ed. The Sheriff's Department is going to be handing out Kid Care ID kits, so people can come by and grab a kit, and what that does is they can fingerprint their kids and put a picture in it. I'll let Eric talk a little bit about the weather radios. And then we're also going to have a seed giveaway. It's all going to be Friday, March the 1st. It's all going to be at Bevel State. I put general information on the bottom here, as well as our Move Alabama challenges. This is our first one. It's something we hope to do every year. last year we did an Ag Expo for sophomores in the county. We'll have another one of those. We shifted the date from January to April for it. But this is open to the public and it's free. And the reason we can offer this free to the public is because of our partnership with RCND. They apply for outreach grants through NRCS USDA, and we use them multiple times for outreach programs. So they sponsor this event, the Outdoor Expo. They sponsor our Ag Expo, they sponsor our Garden Expo, and they sponsor a grant workshop that we have coming up. So these are things that I will send y'all information on that's going on in your county so you're aware of what's going on. We have a very close working relationship with RCND. I'll let Lorianne explain to you a little bit about the council, talk to you about the council and board members. This past year, RCND awarded very close to $100,000 to Marion County in grants through the school systems, through Parks and Rec, fire departments. EMA was part of Weather Radio giveaway, and all of that is, and we can offer this free to our citizens because of this partnership with them. So when somebody comes in and says, how much does it cost me to go in and be able to do this? It costs them nothing unless they want to buy their own lunch. Now, we're not giving lunch away. If they want to buy their own lunch, we do have Rowdy Hogs, and he's coming in with his food truck. What I would like to recommend is that the County Commission recognize March as Move Marion County as part of the Move Alabama initiative through some type of proclamation. And I realize y'all have to vote on that. But I would like to make that recommendation. This is the third year that Move Alabama has been in motion, and we continue to grow it each year. Again, you know, we all want our citizens to be healthier, right? So this is one way that we can help them get outdoors, enjoy the outdoors, and expose them to things that they might not necessarily be exposed to. To be able to hear a guest speaker like Clay Dyer, to be able to come in and do a turkey calling contest, the seed giveaway, all of the other things that we have going on, and kind of let other people know, hey, we have this opportunity in our county, and these are things we do have in our county that are available. Making sure that we help continue to bridge that gap so everybody in this county feels as one unit, as a county unit. So again, I would like to make that recommendation, and I have that written down if y'all need to actually know how to word that. I'll put that there and you can slide it around. This is Mr. Josh Bearhill. He is the SNAP-Ed educator for Extension, if y'all don't know Josh. By the way, I just assumed y'all all knew who I was. I'm Ginger Eatman, the SNAP-Ed REA from Marion and Walker County. This is Carla Lewis, our County Extension Coordinator. And this is Miss Laura Ann James. She's the Executive Director of Northwest RCND. Before I ask Laura Ann to come up, does anybody have any questions for me about the expo? Because I'm also going to let Mr. Eric explain something about the weather radios.
I got a question.
I will do my best to answer it.
What is goat untied?
You're going to have to come March 1st
and see. Yes. Yes. So keep in mind that the Cowboy...
I've never tried to untie one.
Well, so that is one of the things that the Cowboy Church is sponsoring for us. So that's one of their events, which I'm pretty excited about. The thing about this list is that there's something for everybody. There's something for every age group. There is something for everybody. I'm not coming to you to ask you for any sort of funding. Again, this is free for the public. Now, if you want to come help that day, you want to come enter the turkey calling contest, I would like to see some of y'all do the rock climbing wall. So would Mr. Eric, I think. We would love for y'all's presence to be there that day, just to see what the event is. Looking forward, we are very fortunate to be able to schedule this on a day that school is out. Next year on the tentative calendar, there's not a day, but my goal is to partner with the PE classes and somehow make this a challenge between schools, because I'm a PE major. So one of my things is I like to see active physical education classes in our county. So maybe we can give the kids something a little bit more to look forward to in some type of competition and add that into the mix next year to make it a trip for them. Does anybody else, outside of the Golden Time, I really would like for y'all to come. We're expecting you to line up first. Okay. Does anybody else have questions?
Next pocket knife.
I've never been a part of that. I'm not going to say I won't be this year, but I've never been a part, so I'm pretty excited about that. When she mentioned it, I was like, yes, we want to do it. I was like,
you might have been letting some of us come for this dummy roping. Let them rope us.
No. We talked about chicken chasing, but it wound up in goat tying instead, so we're pretty excited about that. But we're excited to be able to offer this opportunity. We appreciate your continued support, community support, and then the support of Miss Laura Ann. But if y'all have any more questions, I'm going to let Mr. Eric talk about the weather radios that we're going to do that day. And then when he finishes, I'll get Miss Laura Ann to talk to you a few minutes about the difference between a board member and a council member and talk to you about that. I know y'all elected last week, but this way she can kind of tell you how they're elected or appointed and then what happens with that position. Thank y'all again.
Thank you.
I guess first I'd like to just talk about the extension office. I don't know if y'all ever had the opportunity to participate with what they do. That's how I got involved with the Outdoor Expo, is I was invited to go over to that was kind of like an initial planning session. So once you find out what they do, it's a good thing, and I think we should all get involved with it because they try to do things to get our citizens involved and to do things in our community. So I appreciate them letting me participate with them. So weather radios. I've talked to some of you. We actually received our region-wide RC&D grant this year for 382 weather radios. And partnering with the Extension Office, we're going to give away 100 of those that day at the event at Bevel. So the other radios will be given away later on in probably March. We've done those weather radio events in all of our cities and all of our communities but 3. So this year our plan is to hit Hackleburg, Bear Creek, and Breed and try to focus on those areas this year. We've been to the other areas. We've been to Guin, Hamilton, and Winfield. So this year when we do the weather radio giveaways outside of the event in March, we're going to do those in those communities. So I appreciate the RC&D on helping us with that. I think that's a big deal. I think our citizens are appreciative of that, and that's something that we enjoy being able to do and participate in.
Thank you. Good morning. I'll just tell you a little bit about RC&D for those of you who do not know. We have 5 counties: Colbert, Lauderdale, Franklin, Marion, and Winston. And what we do is we provide funding for grants for other municipalities, schools, and 501c3s. We team up with a lot of different groups and organizations, Extension being one of our huge partners. We do a lot with NEMA and the volunteer fire departments. And we do special projects. Our funding comes from the state legislature. And we're the boots on the ground for them. So anytime they know of a need in one of their areas, they contact us and let us know. And we have a grant application that is now online. And if you want to sign up and fill out an application, that period will open April 1st. It goes through June the 30th. And that is for the funding for the next fiscal year. And to tell you how those projects are selected, we have a board. It's made up of 7 members, and those members come from our council. Our council members are 3 from each county, 1 representing the commission, 1 at-large member, and then 1 representative from Soil and Water. So it's great that I understand y'all have somebody now selected to represent the commission, and my board will meet next month to give that final approval. And what the responsibility of the council member is to identify the needs for projects. So if you know of something, anybody can come to us with a project. So if you know of something, just keep your eyes and ears open. Let us know. We found this need for the weather radios a few years back when those sirens started needing repairs. It's so expensive to do that, and we thought $10,000 put toward weather radios will cover a lot of people. And as we all know, those outdoor sirens are only for outdoors. They're not made to alert you if you're indoors. So that was how it started, and it has grown so that this year we set aside $50,000. So we're doing $10,000 per county for the purchase of these weather radios. And EMA teamed up with Midland to get the best price, and we were able to do that once again. So we're excited to do things like that. Anytime that we can help with a project, Extension I'm on her speed dial, unfortunately. No, it's great. We're super excited about doing these expos. I think Ginger kind of sets the bar real high for everybody else in the other counties to keep up. So, and for me to keep up. But we do a best we can, and we're just here to help support needs of the communities, especially the more rural areas that doesn't get a lot of love sometimes. So that's what we do. I'm a small staff. It's me. Vanessa is she used to be my office manager. She's now my operations manager. And then we hired last year Anna, who is a media design specialist, and she's amazing. So anytime we can help you guys, please feel free to call us. We're easy to get in touch with. We have a website, and so anybody have any questions?
I want to make a comment.
Okay.
Most of the time when you mention grants or you say grants, if you've ever dealt with any of those, everybody kind of goes, I don't know if this work for them. The RC&D makes their process so simple. A caveman could do it. I mean, really, they do a really good job with their grant process and helping you navigate their process. So if there's anybody out there that has something to apply for, don't be intimidated by this grant process. They do a really good job administering it and helping you walk through it.
And we will host a grant workshop. Last year was our first one. This is going to be our second one, and it will be Monday, April the 8th at Bevel State from 9 to 11. And on that day this year, what we're doing is anybody can bring their laptop, and we're going to walk them through the grant process. They can actually apply for a grant while they're there that day. So it's our understanding that you are the one that's going to be. You'll love it. It's great. I mean, it's
super easy process.
We could not do what we do without them. Josh and our SNAP Ed, we're grant funded. So we could not do what we do without their partnerships. But that particular day, we're going to invite people in. We work with school systems already, and I make sure that my schools apply for a grant. I go into every school. We make sure they apply for a grant every year. And we've been very fortunate by the amount of money that has been put back in by RC&D. But that particular day, anybody that wants to come in that qualifies to be able to apply for one can apply for one that day between 9 and 11. They'll come in, we'll walk them through the process.
Can you sort of explain the grants that you're talking about, the schools?
Oh, different ones. Yes.
So people may have an idea.
Absolutely. So most of those are educational. I'm sorry, it's most helped the park board 2 years ago apply for a grant in Brilliant to do some upgrades down at the park. Last year, I helped Joan Canterbury apply for a grant for the Chamber of Commerce to help with tourism. So there's a wide proliferate. There's also statewide grants that come through the state association. Most recently, I just helped 2 students at Hackleburg High School fill out a grant for their SAE, which is their required project through AG through the state, which was funded through the association. So the grants, it's very wide ranged. So if anybody has an interest, that day that we come in, Laura Ann will explain the grants. Vanessa will walk through. I also have somebody coming from Blue Cross Blue Shield to talk about their grants, and at the end, I will talk about how to put it together. So it's a good opportunity. It's a great opportunity. So if you know of anybody in the areas with a 501c3, you know, RCND has funded refrigerators and freezers. There's certain things they can't purchase, but there's certain things they can purchase, maybe for a food distribution site or a food pantry site that has a need for those types of items. So it's very wide range. Trails, Brilliant just received a grant recently through AMRV RCND that was to resurface a trail out front. We're currently looking for matching funding for that. So it's very wide range. Eric can tell you different things. They've purchased kayaks before for programs. Again, increasing the educational experience, putting money back into our citizens to make a better quality of life for them that they might not otherwise have, through partnerships, through grants, and they're very encouraging to say, hey, nobody from this area has applied for a grant. Do you think y'all got somebody over there that needs money? And I don't know of anywhere here, including Hamilton and Winfield, that doesn't need more money to make better educational experiences for our kids.
Are these grants, are they 100%? Are they matching? Or?
They're reimbursable grants. So what happens?
I want people to
No,
understand.
absolutely. So the minimum now is $5,000. Is that correct? So the minimum now is $5,000 that you'll get. And so the cycle closes June 30th. The award will be October the 1st for the next fiscal year. Any receipts that you purchase before October the 1st will not be reimbursed. Has to be in the upcoming fiscal year. But in October the 1st, you can go buy everything October the 1st. Submit your receipts. That's one of the fastest reimbursable grants you'll ever have. You'll have your money in less than a month. And most of the time, if you've got your ducks in a row, you'll have it in about 2 weeks. And so, but it is required that that project ends and be finalized by August 1 of the next year, which is really great if you can do it before the grant cycle closes, because it looks really good on you for funding for year 2 of a project if you need funding for second year.
Well, can anybody explain, like the rural areas, what kind of grants would?
It's unlimited. I mean, you know, any kind of project that you see a need for. We're not .gov, we're .org. So we don't have all those strings and guidelines and regulations tied to us. Like a lot of times those CDBG block grants, you know, that comes through the state. And because we're not .gov and we're not .edu, those two have lots of ties and regulations that you have to deal with. We're not that way. As long as the project is approved and you spend the money, all you have to show us in order to get reimbursed is that you've spent the money on what the project was supposed to be.
So like if somebody comes and asks us out in the district, out in the rural area about, can you give an example of something like out besides the school or anything?
It has to come through 501c3.
Yes. So if there was, volunteer fire departments are an excellent example of that because they don't get a lot of funding. Most of their operations are on donations. They may get some from the commission, but they say they need equipment. They need some upgraded communication equipment because we know that's vital. And we've done that for a number of volunteer fire departments throughout the 5-county region. If they needed new radios, they asked for $9,000. I know one in, was Kraft, Marion? Okay. That was one we just funded. And I can't remember exactly what it was they needed. It was some kind of equipment upgrade. And that was an easy, my board looks at those kind of projects and know the needs of those volunteer fire departments. And so I know we've done fans. There's some kind of ventilation fans that help a lot of times with volunteer fire departments when they go in. I know we've done Jaws of Life. I was trying to think some of the other
Could they get one say for parking? Anything for parking outside the volunteer fire department?
We have done some parking lots for Brick Hatton, I think, needed some help. Brick Hatton Fire Department in Colbert County. And yes, we have done parking lots. A lot of times, depending on like what the cost is, if it's big, huge, that might be something you want to contact either Senator Gudger or Tracy Estes and talk to them if it's a big, huge project, because we don't have like the $100,000. But they may be able to work something out and supply part of that, and even us supply part of that through a different, what we call community development funds. But any kind of project that you think might be a need, it never hurts to apply. I mean, we're just here to help. And so if you have a question, feel free to give me a call. The number at the office is 256-383-1446. Again, that's 256-383-1446. Our website is nwalrcd.org. And we'll be glad to answer any questions. If you have something specific in mind that you're curious about, and a lot of times what the board does when they look at projects is how many people does this affect, or will it help? Because they do look at the impact. And so anytime that there is a need, we can do emergency needs. I know not us specifically, but some of our other councils have had like small towns who might only have one police car and it got wrecked, and they were in dire straits to have at least another one replaced. They can supply partial funding for that. I know we've done a lot of upgrades specifically for rescue squads and ambulances. We can't actually purchase vehicles, but we can put the stuff on it, like the sirens, the lights, that kind of thing. So anything like that, we're open. So
the cameras that Winfield got was through an RC&D grant. So the police department, the cameras that they got next to go in town, music and arts, they funded a music and arts program. So there's different categories in which you mark when you do your application. And for those who come that day, we'll walk them through all of that, because there's tourism, there's education. So if you're education, if you're municipalities and you're 501c3, you can apply for those grants. An individual out in the county cannot. Say if an individual needed a culvert or something of that nature, that's not something they can apply for themselves. That's something that would have to come through the county or something of that nature. But it's a very wide proliferary of things, and one of the things they like is that a lot of times they'll fund a project 2 years in a row if they see progress. Now, if you give a grant the first year and you really hadn't done anything, hadn't submitted pictures or your follow-up paperwork that you have to do, and PJ's great about putting stuff in the paper when we need it in the paper, and they want to see that. When your senators come through and representatives come through for meetings, they're picking up those papers and they're flipping through them to look and see what you're doing in your county. They love that. But it's one of the easiest applications you will ever fill out. It's one of the easiest follow-ups, and one of the very most timely reimbursable grants you have the opportunity to be a part of. We talked about the initial RC&D grant through that's about $100,000 that went into this county. So keep that in mind when you're applying. There's some statewide grants, like she said. There's some emergency type grants, those types of things. That they look for extra funding, and that's also when we reach out to our representative and senators and say, hey, we got this, we realize you're funding this. A big thing is this year is gratitude, and making sure our representatives and senators know how much we appreciate what the funding has put back into and what we're doing with the projects. But a big thing is, hey, I've got this grant. The most we've gotten in one of our education grants has been $10,000, I think. But again, they try to split that evenly among the towns. The library in Winfield's had several. She's received several grants. Again, arts and music. We're real big about not just supporting athletic facility upgrades or school facility upgrades, but the arts and music as well, because it's very important to make sure we hit that group. So it's very diverse in what the grants go to. It's pretty interesting to see what all they've gone to. If you ever get your hands on, we'll try to get a couple annual reports to let you see what those, not just what the projects are that have come through Northwest RC&D, but you can see the statewide projects. But if you also go online to RC&D, Alabama Councils, you can go to each one and see what their completed projects are for the past several years, as well as what they are in the state. So we appreciate, without her, we would not be able to do the outdoor expo that's coming up for our county. And that's important.
We're working on approximately 80 projects for this fiscal year, so we've got lots in the works. And I know one of the projects we're doing in Marion County right now is we're helping with the playground at Ewan Elementary. We have in the past helped with Hamilton Elementary playground. So we do, like she said, a plethora, lots of different projects. And I will say this about Marion County. I think you're one of the only counties that has 4 greenhouses at your schools, basically spread throughout your entire school system. So y'all are very fortunate, and y'all are somebody else might want to mimic, because y'all are a good example of what our funds are used for, and the promotion.
And those are 4 new. We actually have greenhouses at all of our schools. Bear Creek did not get a new one. They have one through the JAG program and had one in place already. Hamilton High School already had one in place. But each of our county school systems now have a greenhouse accessible to their students. Real big in working on farm to school efforts. And that's a lot of what they do is projects that we want to see sustainable. Investment in the education, hands-on learning experience, and mental health of our students, and teach them how to be sustainable.
Exactly.
Because those type of kids make better citizens of our county, right?
With their hands to use.
Well, thank y'all for answering questions.
Thank you.
And any more questions? Said the greenhouses is new. When I was in school, we had a garden.
Well, we were very fortunate. A couple of years ago, we approached the Board of Education about utilizing some of their ESSER funds. And so we went from what we thought was going to be 2 greenhouses to 4. So Ewan Elementary has a, 24 by 30 at the elementary school. And the installation, like I said, grants came from them, plus they also got tables. Hamilton Elementary has a 16 by 24, and the administration helped choose the sizes of these based on how many classes were going to be there at a time. If it was one, hands-on learning with science, farm to school type efforts. Bria and Hackleburg both have 24 by 48 greenhouses. Planning to implement those into the science curriculums and other curriculums adhering to the state standards to teach kids how to be sustainable and grow their food. If you ask kids, a lot of kids where their food comes from, they tell you the grocery store, and the reality of it is they don't understand how it gets to the shelf, because a lot of them don't have that garden, and they don't have the same raising that maybe you and I had. I had 3 gardens growing up, both my grandparents and my mom and dad, so have a lot of outdoor experience with that. But, that was one of our goals, so we put them in areas in which there was a need. We were very fortunate that the board agreed to use part of their ESSER funding for those greenhouses. So if you have a chance on seeding day, planting day, you want to come into the schools, read during Dr. Seuss Week, we welcome anybody that wants to do that.
Can y'all give Scott, our administrator, a list of this so we'll know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next thing we're on agenda is Eric Terrell to explain the severe weather awareness sales tax holiday, February 23rd through 25th.
Sure. If y'all want to amend the agenda to approve that resolution.
Yes. Yeah, and we got it. I got the.
Yeah, real quick, you just said it, sales tax holiday 23rd through 25th. We've got the list of approved items is on our website. are on our Facebook page. We probably need to get that
It's
on our
going on the
website.
website today.
So that leads into our next little topic. We've got our websites up and running. We also have our app up and running. So look on the website, look on our app. If you don't have our app, download the app. It's Marion County Public Safety.
Marion County AL Public Safety.
Yep. And this information will be out there for you to go look at. But the sales tax holidays for basically anything preparedness related, and the list of items will be out there on the website.
The website's address is marioncountyal.org.
Thank you. Right now, we want to, do I have a motion to make an amendment to amend this for March? Do I have a motion? Make a motion. Second. Okay. It's to move Marion County as part of the Move Alabama initiative. Do I have a motion to amend this? Tim, you made a motion?
Greg made a motion, I second.
All in favor? Okay.
Now to approve the resolution.
Yes. Keep getting Texas up here now. All right, now we need a motion to approve this.
Make a motion.
Greg made a motion, have a second.
I second.
Tim, second, all in favor?
Now I've got, back to this, I've got a question. Y'all contacted me this morning. We need to appoint somebody else now.
No, so he will actually serve on council,
Okay.
right? So there's 3 from each county that serve on the council, and they always need somebody from the commission as a representative from each county. So
Okay.
for some reason, Kenneth ever retires, goes off, gets a hobby, my bad, whatever he decides to do outside the commission, because you don't have time for hobbies right now, right? Then that always needs to be a note that needs to be replaced, but the board members are selected from the council, so that is something that they will do through RCMD. Our
So
main
when we
thing is-
appointed Kenneth
He's
last
good.
meeting,
Yes.
we're good.
You're good to
Okay.
go.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is Blake Taylor for Colonial Insurance to present employee insurance options.
Thank y'all for giving us this opportunity to meet up with you guys. This is my partner, Mr. Levi Guppy. Give y'all our business cards.
Thank you.
You will just take one and pass it down.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to hand it over to my partner, Mr. Levi Guppy.
First off, how's everybody doing this morning? For time purposes, how quickly do you want me to get this out? I don't want to take too much of your guys' time.
Hey, take as much time as you need.
Okay.
It's got to be explained.
That's right. So first off, Blake had been meeting with Miss Lisa up front here, and she has kind of told us some of the, wouldn't say complaints, but like kind of mishaps with your current insurance. And so what me and Blake did was we went to the office last week and we put a proposal together.
And one thing right here, we're not talking about our health insurance. We're talking
We're not, that's
about,
correct.
like right now, they got Aflac on their insurance.
Yes, that is correct.
So that's exactly, I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Yes, that is correct. So any of the supplemental benefits. So I'm going to get into it. So first off, my office is Innovative Benefits. Okay, so we're located in Northport, Alabama. We handle around 500 businesses across the state, local and state government, cities, municipalities, things like that. And the way that we're able to do that, so we're partnered with Colonial Life. Okay, do you guys know anything about Colonial Life and what we do? Okay, so a little bit of...
I mean, you can explain it, but like I said, just take the time. Because
Right.
employees got to know this.
That's
They
right.
want us, you know.
Okay. So first off, Colonial Life's been in business for 85 years. Okay, we're very established. We service over 4.5 million Americans across the United States and over 100,000 businesses in city and state government. And what separates us from other companies, okay, so we're 3 companies in one. The first part of what we do is our benefits communication. Okay, and what I mean by that is if you guys decided to partner with us, we would speak to the employees, typically in a group setting, and we would explain the benefits that are made available to them. The second part of what we do is our benefits communication, or our flexible enrollments, excuse me. What I mean by that is, we've had COVID for the past few years, and we've kind of had to adapt and change the way that we do things. So where you guys have different entities and locations all over the place, we're able to come in, whether it be face-to-face or kneecap to kneecap, but also we're able to do things virtual through call center and things like that. So we're able to adapt to your business needs. And then lastly, we're a full-service benefits company. Okay, so we can help with your major medical. We're not going to talk about that today, but anything that Aflac offers, we're also able to offer. And we have gotten a proposal put together for you based on the current Aflac bill. I don't really want to get into the weeds with the pricing. But the first thing that I want to talk about, some things that are complementary to all the employees. And one being, it'll be in your packet, but I'm going to hit this over to you all there. So, do y'all know what a telemedicine service is? Kind of familiar with it with Blue Cross Blue Shield, like you have your teledoc service. This is something that all of the employees will receive complimentary just for partnering with us through Colonial Life. Basically, it's a telemedicine service. If they get sick and they've got COVID, flu, sinus infection, anything like that, then they can get it taken care of over the phone, okay? But they've got Blue Cross, but they have to pay their $30 copay. This is complimentary. There's no copay with it, and they can add up to 9 family members on this plan. Okay, so this is good for one, it's free to them, but it also helps keep your rates down with Blue Cross Blue Shield each year, okay, because it files claims through itself. So this is going to help you save money on Blue Cross, but also give the employees an option to see a doctor at no cost to them.
So it's not on the accident?
This is not on accident. Now this would be like I said, your basic sicknesses and things like that. And then, in addition to that, what they get complimentary is the Well card, which is a prescription discount card. It's accepted, all across the United States. It's going to save about 30% on their basic prescriptions if they don't have any medical insurance. If they have medical insurance, it's going to save about 50% on their prescriptions. It's got one great tool that it has built into it is a health mitigation bill platform. So what that is so after they go to the doctor and they have like an outpatient knee surgery or ACL surgery, they're going to have those out-of-pocket deductibles that they have to pay for on their major medical. And a lot of times the doctors overbill you for things. So what they can do is they can call into the Well card with a copy of their bill, okay, and they're going to go in and mitigate that bill with the doctor to help save them out-of-pocket costs. Just a small example from last year, I had a group out of Roanoke, Alabama that actually was one of the owners there. He got a $9,000 bill for his medical insurance, and he had just had an outpatient surgery. He asked me if there was any way that we could help save him money there, and so I told him about the Well card and asked him if he was familiar with it, and he used that, and his bill went down from $9,000 to $3,700. So I was able to save a lot of money, but it's at no cost to him. Those are some of the complimentary products that the employees will receive. In your packets, you have listed a full list of the benefits that we offer through Colonial Life. And what we did, so there's a lot of accident policies in place here through Aflac currently. So what I did was I put some quotes together for a group accident policy. This is something that we came out with a new policy last year, Colonial did. When it comes to group accident, it covers your at-home care if you have let's say like hip surgery. We're the only insurance company that covers at-home care. Okay, so if you physically can't drive to your physical therapy appointment, we're going to pay the visits at your house. That's one difference in this major from Aflac to Colonial. We also pay for if you get in an accident and You've got a dog at home. We pay to board your dog. Built into this policy as well, since you guys have a sheriff's department, we also put in a gunshot wound protection of $5,000 for everyone. And this is, like I said, it's a group policy, so the quotes are going to be much better than what they're paying currently. And what we did, really, we just put the best of the best group accident in place. And I got quotes here. If y'all want to see them, they're more affordable than the Aflac currently that you have in place. And then I also put quotes together for cancer insurance. And this is where I don't know if y'all want me to get into the weeds with the policies, but I mean, I can go from policy to policy all day. We also put together some cancer quotes, whereas Aflac's got an initial diagnosis of $7,500. So if you find out you get cancer, they pay you $7,500, okay, and then they've got a yearly cap each year. With Colonial, you've got a $10,000 initial diagnosis, but we have no yearly cap. We've had claims pay out up to $3 million in a year, and those prices never change. So I just wanted to give you all the quotes on the cancer. But the biggest thing is Miss Lisa's had some issues with deductions and billing issues and getting in touch with the agents. That's where we really strive, okay? So myself, Blake, everyone that's in our office, we partner up with a company or a group, we make sure that they all have our cell phone numbers, okay? They text us, call us. If they need help filing the claim, we do that for them. They do not call 1-800 phone number. We take care of everything in-house, okay? So that's really the message that I want to relay, because that's most of the issues that Miss Lisa said you guys are having. Yes, we're more affordable, but we're an insurance company. I mean, all insurance companies are the same when it comes to, everybody's got policies, but what I can promise you is that we're going to make sure that we give you the best service that is available. And one thing that I wanted to present, and Ms. Lisa said that, so I'm going to go ahead and present this. This is something that will have to be talked about on a later date, because it does have to do with employer contributions. But you guys have a $15,000 life insurance policy in place right now that she's paying a good amount for. What I'm presenting is that we've got a $10,000 life insurance policy at $2 per employee. It's the most affordable in the country. You're looking at $172 a month to cover every employee here. It doubles in the case of an accident to $20,000. But one of the best things about this policy is that if you have an employee that's had a heart attack, stroke, cancer outside of working here, they may not be able to get life insurance. Well, there is a buy-up option that's guaranteed issued of up to $75,000 for each employee, okay, so that if they needed life insurance and they can't get it outside of working here, there's no health questions asked when having the group term life in place. They can cover $75,000 on themselves, $25,000 on their spouses, and $10,000 on their children. Any questions about anything so far? Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is Gather, and this is an employee business administration platform that Ms. Lisa gets at no cost. It's a $17,000 platform that she can, basically it kind of manages your employees. It gives you access to pull deductions at the touch of a finger, and it can house all the employees' information, anything that she needs at the touch of a fingertip. And it's customizable for each business that we go into. So if there's something specific that you guys use, like onboarding or offboarding employees, if you use drug screenings or things like that, we can implement that into Gather, and it automatically sends that out to the employees as they're onboarding or offboarding. But this is just a complimentary platform. I don't want to get into all the details and the weeds of it, but it's something that Ms. Lisa would get complimentary, and the employees would have access to as well, so that if they forgot what policies they signed up for, they can get on there, see what they're paying, see, if they need help filing a claim, it's going to have our phone numbers on there so they can call us directly. But that's pretty much everything that I want to talk about today. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. Do y'all have any questions about anything that I talked about so far?
Like the employees, how many weeks can y'all come back and sort of speak to employees?
Yeah, so I'll explain that. Every group's different, okay? So when I say we adapt, in a lot of counties and cities, there's different entities. So what we try to do, I know it's very hard to get everybody in a group setting. I mean, that's just, sometimes it's impossible. If it is possible, we do take 15 minutes, okay, in those packets that y'all have, we hand everyone a packet, we go over the benefits that are available. And if they have any questions, we're there to answer them in front of them right then. And then what we do is we schedule a benefits counselor to come out, whether it's to entity, or a certain, a couple days, whatever that looks like. We're very flexible when it comes to that. So we can make that happen as soon as possible to fit your guys' schedule.
Eric, I'm going to ask you, since we do a safety meeting, could we do this like at the beginning or the end, where we would have at least the majority of, I know the sheriff's department and those employees in the courthouse, people wouldn't be there, but for the most part, all of your county road workers and everything would be there, the garbage people, you think we could do that?
Yes, sir. If that's what y'all want to do, I'll work with Lisa and she can coordinate with them, and we'll get something set up to have a big safety meeting and have everybody in and try to do it together.
That's actually perfect. That's usually when we're running a meeting, I always ask hey, do you guys have a safety meeting once a month? Do you mind if I have the last 15 minutes of that? So that's perfect. Any other questions on what we're offering, or? I know insurance is kind of boring sometimes. So.
The main thing people's going to ask the price.
Right.
Like the ones that you just explained, like a base price, because if every 2 weeks they get Aflac took out their check.
Right. And that's why I put, so when it comes to your accident and your cancer, those prices they're set. It's the accident's not even age banded. It's the quote that I gave you right there, those are the quotes. There is no price difference for anyone. And it was more affordable than what you guys are paying, or what they're paying for right now out of pocket. So the accident and the cancer is pretty standard. Now when you get into short-term disability and life insurance, it's age banded and what kind of health issues you've had in the past. Salary, exactly. Everybody's different when it comes to that.
Sort of explain that, because there's a lot of people watch this, employees too, and sort of give them an idea before we go into this meeting, because that's the number one question.
Yeah, so explain the process. Okay, so the process for the group accident policy that I went over, what I've done is I put together the best policy that we have. Okay, so with Aflac that you have currently, the employees are able to customize it. Some people have a base plan, some people get the better accident plan. What I've done is put the best of the best accident plan in place, and the employees are looking at with an accidental death and dismemberment benefit, which means it's got a $50,000 life insurance in case of an accident built in for the employees. It's $28 a month for an employee, $49.25 for an employee spouse, $53.09 for employee independents, and then for a family plan, $72.74. Okay, and this also has a $50 wellness screening benefit for every single person that is insured. So if they've got 5 kids and a husband or wife, then they get $50 back for each person. This is the new plan, so it also includes, like, if they have to get a physical once a year, that physical's covered, lab work, anything to do with like a checkup or things like that. They get money back for that.
The deductibles alone is major.
Yes, it is. And then, like I said, it includes the gunshot wound, $5,000, and I included that. This is customizable. I can change this to whatever fits the bill for the company. Also includes sickness hospital benefits with pre-existing waived. So if anybody has had issues, it's going to help cover. It's also going to help cover your sickness benefits for the hospital too, not just accident. And then the cancer policy. So I've put 2 quotes on here. I'm just going to go over the $10,000 coverage because that's our best of the best. But we pay a $10,000 initial diagnosis. Okay, so if you find out you have cancer, you get $10,000 up front to help you, get started with your treatments. In addition to that, we cover your food, travel, and lodging for you, and if someone else has to help carry you to those, like MD Anderson, for example. If you go to, you're going to Texas and you got to fly out there, we're gonna pay for you to go out there. And there is no yearly cap to that, okay? And in the event, let's say in the event that you go into remission and then your cancer comes back, Aflac does not play another dime. Colonial starts right back over. The prices never increase. For the $10,000 initial diagnosis, for an employee, it's $37.90 a month. Employee spouse, $63.55. Single parent family is $39.35, and then a full family $65 a month. And that's the best of the best coverage. So with Aflac, again, it's customizable. So is Colonial. If the employees want to spend less and get less coverage, they can do that. But I like to present the best coverage so we can, have a realistic expectation of what the employees could pay. But again, everything's customizable. So if they don't want the best of the best and they want a $3,000 initial diagnosis, then each employee can customize that. And that's what our benefits counselors come in to do. When they speak to them, they're going to, number one, they're going to establish a budget. We're not here to oversell them. But they're going to go through the ins and outs of each policy. And if they have any specific questions, like, I'm the customer service expert, so is Blake. They're the policy experts. If they ask a question like, well, if I get this accident policy, and I'll give you kind of an example. My wife, we've got one, and we went and picked up our golden retriever 2 years ago, Trooper. And as she picked up Trooper, she gets in her car and jams her thumb in the car door. And she had to go get her thumbnail removed, and it paid $600 out for that. So when it comes to, questions like that, that's exactly why we bring benefits counselors in, and they go over all the policy details with the employees. Does that kind of help clear things up? Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank y'all for allowing us to come in.
And when we get the safety meeting set up, we'll give you a call.
Perfect. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the recommendation to approve the bid for the purchase of pipe at the attached amounts. Scott, you want to explain this one?
Thank you,
Chris.
So, we sent out bids to renew our contract to purchase plastic pipe. We received 2 bids. One was from a company out of Florence, and then also we got one from J&G out of Fayette. After I reviewed the bid prices, my recommendation would be to stay with J&G's for 6 months with the option to renew for an additional 6 months once that initial 6 months are. So that's my recommendation, J&G out of Fayette.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept this bid?
Motion.
Larry made a motion. Have a second? A second. Tim, second. All in favor? Next is a recommendation to approve the bid for the purchase of a trackhoe for District 3 at the price of, I guess Greg can explain that.
Well, I'll talk about the bid, and if Greg has anything he wants to add, he can. But so we sent out bids again for purchase a used trackhoe. We only received one bid from a private individual, Mr. Sean Lucas out of Fulton, Mississippi, for $58,000. So I would recommend that we approve that bid.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept this bid?
I'll make a motion.
Greg made a motion. Have a second? Second. Tim, second. All in favor? What kind of trackhoe is it?
It's 2006 John Deere.
Recommendation to approve the bid of State Banking Trust for the placement of 2 certificate of deposits for a 6-month period at a rate of 5.15%.
Chairman, those are 2 CDs that we currently have with State Bank Trust. Both are due. One of them was on a 12-month term. I recommend putting them both on the 6-month term just to cover any of the jail contingencies. 5.15, I think, considering everything, we should just keep them at state bank, and that's a little bit of an increase with the interest rate.
Do I have a motion to accept this bid?
I make a motion.
Tim made a motion, have a second.
Second.
Larry, second, all in favor? A recommendation to hire Logan Atkins as engineer assistant with a starting salary of $16 per hour to increase to $17 after a 90-day probationary period.
So we have had a position at our office that's been vacant for quite a while now for the engineer assistant. That position takes care of a lot of vital roles that we do. Lynn and I have been doing those, but adding Logan will help alleviate some of the strain on the office. So he currently works for Aldot in Fayette as Class B CDL licensed driver. So he'll be able to do a lot of the things that we'll need him to do. So recommend that we hire him at the stated salary.
Thank you, Chris. Do you have a motion to hire Logan? Greg made a motion, have a second?
Second.
Tim, second, all in favor? All right. Recommendation to hire David Winstead as a part-time for District 2 with a starting salary of $13.75 per hour. I guess that's my man. I just explained to him he's just going to be part-time 2 or 3 days a week because he's actually working another job now. But do I have a motion to hire him? David?
I'll make a motion.
Greg made a motion. Have a second?
Second.
Tim, second. All in favor? If there's nothing else, anybody got any more? They want to speak? If not, do I have a recommendation to adjourn?
Make it motion.
Tim made a motion, have a second. Second. Larry, second, all in favor?
My name is Patrick Sutton. I'm running for Superintendent of Education in Marion County. As a teacher, coach, and administrator, I know the challenges our students and employees face. With 30 years of experience, I'm prepared to lead and make the tough decisions. I'll be a superintendent who will listen, support, and be visible in all of our communities. So on March 5th, elect an experienced leader you can trust. Vote for Patrick Sutton, Superintendent of Education. Paid political advertisement by Patrick Sutton, P.O. Box 532, Hamilton, Alabama.
Well, my name's Vince Hughes. I'm the owner and pharmacist of Hackleburg Pharmacy in Hackleburg, Alabama. We're located here on Highway 43. Here at Hackleburg Pharmacy, we have state-of-the-art technology to ensure accuracy and efficiency to effectively help us provide you, the patient, with the best pharmacy services available. We carry a variety of products from full line of vitamins to knives and knife sharpeners. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5:30. Phone number is 205-935-3392. We'd love to be part of your healthcare team.
This is Eric Simmons at Furniture Depot in Guin. We've been here in Guin for 10 years serving the needs of families like yours with furniture from Ashley, Serenity Sleep, Million Dollar Rustic. We have stores in Guin and Fayette. So come see me.
Plan your perfect stay at the Holiday Inn in Guin off of I-22. Enjoy our amazing on-site restaurant and bar with a lunch buffet every Sunday. Relax with a quick getaway with your family and make a splash in our outdoor pool. Book your next event with us. Call us at 205-468-4625.
I'm Rick Chambliss with Marion County Funeral Home and Spry Memorial Chapel in Russellville, Alabama. This is Glenda Cochran, our manager out here. Under the laws of Alabama that was passed in 2002, a funeral establishment has to be certified with the state and carry a certificate of authority before they can even talk to anyone when the time comes is guaranteed to be there.
Tom Bigby Electric Cooperative was formed for the need for electricity to the local citizens that were living in the rural areas of Marion, Lamar, and portions of Fayette counties. This line consisted of 12 miles and 22 consumers on the road from Guin to Sulligent. Between then and now, there has been a lot of hard work and dedication from a great number of people to make this cooperative what it is today. Tom Bigby Electric Corporation would like to thank each member. You can contact us today at 205-921-6712.
Hey guys, this is Nick Jackson at New Heights Church in Hamilton, Alabama. I just wanted to extend to you an invitation to come check out one of our services. We start at 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings and 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. We're all about abiding, arming, and awakening. Also, we have a nursery ministry and a children's ministry as well as functional on those Sundays. Our youth gather together on Wednesdays. Come on out and see what it's all about. We'd love to have you.
Hamilton Metal Roofing, located at 291 County Highway 25 in Hamilton. We sell 29 and 26 gauge roof metal. We have all types of trim and screws for you to complete your projects. Call us with any questions. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call us at 205-921-7100.
Your story starts at Bevel State Community College. Whether you are just starting out or starting over, Bevel State has an opportunity that is right for you. With 5 locations serving 7 counties. You don't have to go far to start your own success story. Plus, with tuition lower than 4-year colleges, you won't need to spend more for a great education. Visit us online at bscc.edu to learn about your options for seamless academic transfer and high-demand career tech and health science offerings. Let us help you tell your story.